We're now joined on set by our international affairs editor, Rochelle Ferguson-Buyahi. Rochelle, as we just saw, Monday was a momentous day, but there are already issues kind of emerging here.
Absolutely, Karis. We spoke about Donald Trump a lot yesterday, hailing this tremendous day, having got this Gaza ceasefire signed. Already today, though, a row erupting over the release of the remains of hostages, adding to that a great deal of ambiguity about where this ceasefire deal is likely to go from here. Bereaved families in Israel then expressing growing concern over the fact that the remains of 4 hostages were released on Monday. Ultimately, there was supposed to be 28 remains released. Now, that comes amid that powerful exchange yesterday, 20 living Israeli hostages, almost 2,000 Palestinians who were held in Israeli prisons equally freed. It's been reported in the Israeli media that Hamas and other factions on the ground are unable to locate the remains of these hostages. Now, we've all seen images of the devastated Palestinian enclave with buildings, entire districts reduced to rubble. Ultimately, very difficult to locate remains there. Palestinian groups saying also that they don't have the correct equipment to begin searching for those hostages. So that's a key question there. Now, it's important to note that the Israeli Hostages and Missing Families Forum has urged the Israeli government to cancel the ceasefire, saying that they need a serious response from Hamas. There's a violation of the deal. That, of course, raising a key question: is this ceasefire deal going to be held? Important to say, OC, that as well that Palestinian families yesterday, there was disappointment there because some of the prisoners who were released were expecting to find family members. They weren't. Those were, some of them killed, obviously, during Israeli bombardment. So great disappointment on both sides, and again, adding to the tension and questions over whether the ceasefire deal is likely to hold going forward.
And meanwhile, in Gaza, there are reports that Hamas is deploying fighters and armed police in various locations across the Strip.
That's right. Well, we had, starting from last week when we first got wind of this cease deal agreement being signed by Hamas and Israel, that Hamas was deploying fighters and other police across certain parts of Gaza. The ultimate aim there would be to reinstate some kind of order on the Gaza Strip. On Monday, Reuters released images of Hamas fighters in southern Gaza at the hospital where Israeli hostages were being released. In addition to that, we've got a number of reports of dozens of people killed in a crackdown on groups who have reportedly tried to test Hamas's grip in the Palestinian enclave. One possibility of what we're witnessing is clashes between Hamas, but also Israeli-backed militia on the ground. Now, armed militia and armed gangs that Israel says that they are supporting, seizing certain control in the area of the Gaza Strip, of some areas, I should say, of course, exacerbating the humanitarian crisis there. A couple of names have been coming up. The so-called popular forces that have reportedly been operating in the south of the country for some time now, some weeks. Also, the Dogmush clan has reportedly been having clashes with Hamas. Is this violence likely to impact the ceasefire deal immediately? Probably not, but it does raise questions about the disarmament of Hamas and also this idea of going forward, this stabilization plan for Gaza, which Trump has evoked several times in his peace deal plan. Where does that leave all of that? So much ambiguity and much to be discussed going forward.